The story for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time sees the return of some of my favorite characters. Of course, Sly Cooper, the thievius raccoon. You've got Bentley, the crippled turtle that's very smart. He's the scientist. And of course, you got Murray, the pink hippo, who is just a tough dude that just goes around and smacks a lot of things. And you see all three of them. And of course, Sly Cooper is out doing his thievius stuff. He's going stealing stuff. But then out of nowhere, the thievius raccoon is from the first game. The whole book about his ancestry and all the people that did all this really cool thievery stuff just starts disappearing, and he doesn't know why. All the words are disappearing, nothing's in the book anymore. So of course Sly Cooper wants to go back into time, and luckily Bentley actually made a time machine, so him, Bentley, and of course Murray have to go back into time and see what's happening with Sly Cooper's ancestors, and of course save them, stop who's ever doing this, and save the day once again. Now, even though the story is not the greatest out there, definitely not, I actually really enjoyed the story because it's been so long since we had a Sly Cooper game, and it's just so good to have a new one that continues the story and actually makes me, entertained. It makes me happy that these characters are back because I really do love all these characters, including the new characters like Sly Cooper's ancestors and some of the new villains in the game. I really enjoyed the characters, and while the writing is definitely more kid-friendly than the other games, I still enjoyed some of the jokes and some of the humor and just some of the dialogue that's in it. So overall, I think the story here is pretty damn good. It's not amazing, it's good though. But now let us talk about the sound, which I like to start off with the voice acting. And Sanzaru Games, I congratulate you here because you got the main three voice actors from the first three games that voices Sly Cooper, Bentley, and Murray, and you got them back for this game, and they are still fantastic, and they still sound like their characters. Thank you for not recasting them like I thought you might. Thank you. It's been years, so it could have been someone completely different that voices these characters, but no, it's all the same people, and that's good, except Carmelita Fox, who has always been voiced by someone different in like every game, so that's fine. But everybody else does a great job. All the new characters, all the voice acting is great in this. The soundtrack is very sleuthy at times and, very, very cartoony at others, and it works here. And the sound design, again, the same thing. It's very cartoony and very sleuthy at times, too. So, you know what? I'll give it that. And sleuthy, like being a sleuth. It's sleuthy. It doesn't even sound right. So anyway, yeah, the sound here is, I would even say great. Yeah, it was great. Alright, so the graphics for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita version of Sly Cooper Thieves in Time both go for a more cel-shaded look than past games, which I thought was kind of weird because the other three games, they were colorful, sure, but they weren't really cel-shaded. This one definitely goes for the black outlines and the shading on the faces. It definitely looks like a 3D-esque cartoon, and it does look really nice. All the character models are very well animated, all well designed. There's a lot of variety in the environments, and everything does look good. Now, on the PS3, it definitely does look good. On PS Vita, of course, it does definitely take a dip in the graphics. Some of the animations for the mouths really took me out of the experience. I was like, whoa, okay, those look bad. But there's other times where it does definitely look good. Like when it's in motion and you're actually playing the game, stealthing around and stuff, it does look good on PS Vita. And it looks fantastic on PS3 in my opinion. So overall, I think the graphics here are great on PS3 and good on the PS Vita. And now let's talk about the gameplay, which the last three Sly Cooper games were stealth-oriented. You played as Sly Cooper, you go around, you stealth it up, you pickpocket people, you kill them in silent, just like many stealth games. But later into the series, you started to play as Murray and Bentley's characters, which are more action-oriented, and those were still good, don't get me wrong, but I love the stealth portion, and here, it's still fantastic. You get to roam around as Sly Cooper, or even a couple of his ancestors that are allowed to go around and, stealth it up a little bit, and those are great. But when it gets in the action where you actually Murray or Bentley, you're actually like, grabbing people, throwing them around, smacking them around a little bit, I don't think the action is fantastic. It definitely feels a little dated. It's a little sluggish. But like I mentioned before, you actually have many different ancestors that you actually get to play in this game. I think you get to play up to 5, and then you get to play as Murray, Bentley, and Sly. So you get to play up to 8 or 9 characters. So you actually get a wide variety of different abilities. You can actually upgrade people's moves and stuff in an upgrade shop. And you just get to have fun with all these characters. One thing I actually thought was really cool is that each different place you go to, every pass, like either Wild West or a Chinese, Japanese style village, or even Ice Age, each one of these environments is actually a free roaming hub where you can actually go around and free roam, kill a bunch of enemies, pickpocket them, or collect little artifacts and little bottles that have little notes in them. You could do that. You could roam around as any of the characters, and I thought that was really, really cool, and I really liked that. It was very, very fun. Now, sadly, you can't mix and match. Like, you can't bring the Wild West guy into the Japanese village and vice versa, which kind of sucked, but I still enjoyed it. So the upgrade system's great. The stealth is still there. It's a lot of fun just going around, behind people, taking them out or stealing their money and getting out of there. Of course, the platforming here is still great, as usual, for a Sly Cooper game. I mean, he's a thief, so he has to platform, right? And he does a good job of it, and it's a lot of fun. I think this, sure, it does feel a little dated with the combat, but it's a welcome surprise, a new platformer. I haven't played one in a very long time, it feels like, and I haven't played a Sly Cooper game in years. So you know what? I was very happy to play this, and I extremely enjoyed it. So everybody out there, if you have $40 to spend, if you have a PlayStation Vita, this is definitely worth it, because if you buy the $40 version of this game on PS3, you get the free version of the PS Vita game, and that is awesome. So that's a great deal right there. Definitely worth it. Go check this game out. It is extremely fun and just entertaining as all hell. So there you go. There's my review for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.